Get ready for the biggest wave in the game. It's no mania, and the world will never be the same. Wrestling news, drama, it's all here. Tune in now, cause Noah's bringing the crew. From the ring to the screen, he's got the scoop. Breaking down WWE, Raw, the crew. SmackDown, AEW, the top spots to be. Noah Mania is the name, and the future you'll see. Hollywood buzz and the drama that's real. Noah's on fire and you'll feel the appeal. From the ring to the screen, he's got the scoop. Breaking down WWE, Raw, the crew. SmackDown, AEW, the top spots to be. Noah Mania is the name, and the future you'll see. Hollywood buzz and the drama that's real. Noah's on fire and you'll feel the appeal. Podcast, YouTube, where the stories unfold. He's got the content and it's pure gold. From the square circle to the red carpet bright, Noah Mania's rising and he's taking flight. A sexy encyclopedia, he's the king of internet media. Noah Mania's on the rise, watch him take control. The biggest name on YouTube and he's on a roll. Wrestling drama, all the world's trends. Tune in now, cause the fun never ends. Noah Mania's got the vision, the heat of fire, climbing higher and higher. He's your empire, the biggest YouTuber, watch him ignite. It's Noah Mania, turning up the light. He's dropping the truth, no holding back. Every wrestler
Probably shouldn't have made that hand motion. I think it's time to cut that out of my repertoire. Your good buddy Noah Mania. YouTube.com/Noah Mania.
He's got the takes that'll never tame. When it comes to news, he's the king of the game. Noah Mania's on the rise, watch him take
yeah.
control.
Welcome to the show, everyone. YouTube.com/Noah Mania. It's Tuesday. Let's get rid of this shit. Get rid of that shit. I gotta say, by the way, what's up to everyone that's watching? Missed you all to death since the last time we spoke a few days ago. And I'm back. Imagine that. Imagine that. Got a great show for you. We're going to talk about some stuff going on in politics. I'm going to unload on you guys on quite a few topics. Wrestling news. We'll talk about Raw. NXT is actually airing live right now on the CW on the East Coast. Unfortunately, due to the fact that I am in California, I have to wait and watch it on tape delay at 8 o'clock at night. And the CW app, furthermore, does not have an option to view East Coast feed of CW, as it is a local broadcast over-the-air station. So, to my knowledge, there is no way using legitimate means for people on the West Coast to watch WWE NXT live. Let me know down in the comments if there's a method other than blatant piracy. And I'm quite curious on how that works. I've had a rough few days, everyone. Have you ever gone through life and just felt unappreciated? That's how I feel. I feel like I'm working like a dog, harder than ever, doing the best I can, try to be a good person, try to be helpful, try to be a decent, hardworking, contributing member of society, but you're not appreciated. That's what I'm going through right now. And every day seems like something new's going wrong. But you just got to cram it all down and keep moving. It's very, very depressing. I got some time off coming up that I'm going to be taking advantage of for my birthday. What's up, Tony H? In the live chat, Tony. What's going on, buddy? Welcome back. Welcome back. Tony's one of the OG viewers / listeners. Not too many of them left. There's this one guy who I remained friends with on social media. What's up, Matt? Another OG. I have a bone to pick with Ernie. Ernie used to be this guy that would call in every show in the old days of No Mania when we did the scoop with Mike and Eric. And he was a cool guy. He did the tour of his refrigerator 2 weeks after Thanksgiving. Fucking loved Ernie. And then he got weird. And I guess he made some flirtatious overtures towards someone's girlfriend. Not going to get into that too much, but it strained some relationships. Our wrestling crew just lost a bro today? What? R.I.P. Ken? What Ken are you talking about? Ken, I feel like a total D-bag. You're going to make me feel like shit in about 3 seconds when I realize who you're talking about. Can you please help illuminate me before I go back to ripping into Ernie? Whole electricity is out in Vegas. You want to know who I need to bring in right now? Let's see if we can bring in Mike. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day, everyone, or Bonilla, however it's pronounced. Gets his $1.2 million payment. Good for him. Good for him. Let's see if I can get Nagel in. He said he would. He said, oh, that was loud. Jeez. All right, let's see if we can. All right, everyone.
Hello.
Joining me through the power of the internet, the extreme icon, Mike
Can you
Nagel.
hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I don't think you can hear me. Let's see if I can fix this.
Hello.
Hang on. Michael,
Yes.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Excellent. How are you?
Tired.
Let's get to that in a second. I'm going to be a dick. I got to cut you off there. What the fuck is Tony talking about in the live chat right now? So first of all, Matt Helm says that all of Vegas, the whole city is in a blackout right now.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Oh, I see. Oh, your wrestling crew. I thought you were trying to rope me into it. Oh, well, I'm very sorry. Tony, sounds like he lost a friend that he would watch wrestling with. Passed away. So, yeah. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day, by the way, Mike.
Yeah, I would be much happier with that $1.2 million for doing nothing.
God, talk about for one time, like a real athlete basically said, hey, fuck you guys. I'm going to get paid. And he knew they were going to eventually fuck them, so he fucked them first and he fucked them good.
Well, you know what's funny? He's not the only player who structured a deal like that. You know, Ken Griffey Jr. still gets paid by the Cincinnati Reds.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. still gets a check every year from the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh, wow.
But he earned it.
Yeah, no, Bobby really got the favorable end of that deal, it sounds like.
Yeah, because when he signed with the Mets, he wasn't that great by the time he got to the Mets. And it's hilarious because back in the day when he was on the Mets, I actually was on a sports radio show talking about him because he like snapped on reporters and started cussing and everything, and it was the most hilarious thing ever.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So I was on a tirade before you hopped on by about a former viewer of ours, Ernie. That guy's something else. I can't help but get sucked into that vortex every single time I see him on social media. So Ernie's this kid. Well, excuse me, not really a kid. The guy's like 30. He lives in Texas. And he would come on the show all the time, and he was so sociable. And then for some reason, he just stabbed me in the back and just big leagued me.
Well, that's you.
Why is? I mean, I know him and Ebar don't get along because Ernie may or may not have allegedly.
I'm not getting involved with this because I still talk to Ernie.
I still talk to him occasionally also. I guess I'm disappointed that he acts so differently towards me now. It's like he thinks he's a big celebrity.
Cool.
Very disappointing.
Okay.
I don't know. I was thinking retrospectively about former friends that, you know, big league you and kick you to the curb.
Oh, well, we could go for hours if we're starting this conversation.
You said it,
Shut up, Noah.
not me.
Shut up, Noah. Oh God.
So, how are you today, Mike? By the way, thank you so much for this fucking awesome shirt. Look at this fucking shirt that Mike gave me. It's a replica of a WrestleMania 17 t-shirt.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, huh?
Yeah. No, it's freaking cool.
And if you keep eating and drinking the way you do, you'll be able to grow into it.
God damn it. It is a 2XL. I was looking in the mirror. This shirt makes me look so freaking fat. And you already know I have body image issues, Mike.
Well, how do you think I feel when I got to wear these shirts that I got that are 2XL and now I'm wearing a large?
Well, you got a fairly recent wardrobe. You can,
If by fairly recent wardrobe you mean like a $9 polo at Walmart with some shoes, then yeah, I got a recently upgraded wardrobe.
But it is updated to your current size since Mike did lose a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
Because you know meth is hell of a drug. I'm joking.
I wish. Then I wouldn't have to worry about sleep.
Mike's actually on the Ozempic now. I'm just waiting for his
No,
his
actually,
square
I'm not.
jawline to show through like fucking.
They put me on Trulicity actually, which is the generic of Ozempic, and after 3 days I had to stop taking it because it made my body feel like jack shit. And they put me on it for actual medical reasons, not this bullshit weight loss stuff.
Lies. I think you're lying.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's new in your world?
Nothing really. I got to watch Raw yesterday, which was nice.
Who the fuck let you into their house? Jeez.
Yeah. Shut up, pizza chef.
What?
You cooked me pizza.
You're right, I did.
Damn it.
I wrote it off on my taxes as a charitable contribution.
Yeah, I made the mistake of having actual soda yesterday with like sugar, and like I couldn't get to sleep before I had to be at work this morning.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with this guy, everyone? This guy has allegedly has the diabetes, and yet he'll come over to my house and you'll eat about 18 cookies and drink about half a case of soda.
I had like 4 or 5 cookies yesterday, to be fair, and they were delicious. Because I
Yes, you
don't keep
did.
that shit. I don't keep that shit in my house. Let me look in my fridge and see what I have to drink. I have I have a gallon of water, bottled water, and then I have a gallon of unsweet iced tea. That's
There
all I
you
have to
go. You
drink
have
in my house.
unsweetened iced tea.
Yeah, that's all I drink. You know that.
That's good for you. Is it non-caffeinated unsweetened iced tea, or does it give you a little bit of a buzz?
No, because if it was up to me, I could go through like 4 gallons of it in a day.
Tony says, "What's your go-to drink?" I'm assuming non-alcoholic.
I'm down with the unsweetened iced tea at Panda Express because
You're
it is delicious.
you're full of shit. What Mike actually drinks is strawberry Dr. Pepper Zero.
Oh, yeah, the strawberries and
Meow.
cream Dr. Pepper Zero. That shit is good. That shit is delicious, but I can't find it every time I go to the supermarket.
Meow.
It is
Yeah.
good, but if I didn't have that available, it would be the unsweetened iced tea at Panda Express that you can get by the gallon in their large ass cup.
By the way, Diet Dr. Pepper's fucking disgusting. It's horrendous.
I drank 3 of them at work today.
By the way, everyone, we're not going to talk business on this show. I never get into anyone's personal work related stuff. It's a personal rule of mine. But everyone, congratulate Mike. He's got a new job lined up, so he's doing excellent right now. So
2 new jobs.
2 new jobs. That's freaking awesome, man. I'm so happy for you. So is Mary.
Good, then you can go work them for me because I'm over this shit already.
You can work my job then, but I still get to keep the paycheck.
Then I get to keep my paychecks.
I get it all.
And I'll cut promos on everybody you work with.
No. Oh boy. All right, let's see what's going on in the live chat. Congrats, Mike. Kick some ass, sir. And
Yeah.
Tony also apparently is lacking in manhood because he also drinks the strawberry cream Dr. Pepper bullshit. Diet Dr. Pepper's fucking disgusting.
Not the strawberries and cream. The strawberries and cream is delicious.
Hate to break it to you guys, it's fucking disgusting. I'm drinking regular
Well, when you have
Dr.
no
Pepper.
other options and can't drink Pepsi or Dr. Pepper like a fish like you know, your options are kind of limited. So you find something that tastes decent and you roll with it.
Yeah. I got 2 vices in this world. Dr. Pepper and another thing that would probably get this video demonetized if it were monetized in the first place.
Oh, be quiet.
What's that supposed to mean? You know about my indulgences, about my imperfections.
Yeah, I know, but wouldn't the strip club give us a sponsorship if you just mentioned the name?
You're a dick.
Takes one to know one.
Wah, wah. I gotta say, my knee still hurts like a bitch from falling down my stairs last night.
You mean falling up your stairs, you idiot?
Yeah, I kind of fell up my stairs.
That was the funniest thing that happened in such a long time.
Okay. Whatever you say.
Hey, man, at least you didn't fall out of the shower like me and break your ribs.
Or light myself on fire.
I didn't light myself on fire. The propane tank did.
And who turned the knob on the propane tank?
My uncle's employee.
Okay. So what's the dealio? Actually, first let's talk about some wrestling. You want to talk about Raw? Let's talk about Raw since we watched it last night. I was just on a tirade about NXT. I know NXT's live right now. Actually, no, NXT's over right now. It should have ended 20 minutes ago. But I can't watch it on the West Coast live because it's on broadcast TV and the stupid CW app doesn't have that feed available. So that's
Is NXT 2 hours?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, I would know if I had a TV with cable here or network that I could watch, but I don't. So I have to rely on Daily Motion to upload it the next day.
You do have a TV. You have my TV.
Yeah, you didn't listen to that whole statement. I said a TV with cable or network.
Well, get a pair of rabbit ears then.
No.
Put some balls of foil on them.
Hey, man, I've gone 6 months without having TV or internet. I can rough it a little bit longer.
That's very true. You were on the come up, though, as soon as I stuck that window AC in your kitchen.
Yeah, that made today a lot nicer because it was hot as hell when I got home.
Was hot as hell? It's still hot as hell.
No, it's nice in here now.
Well, yeah. All right, let's talk about some wrestling because why not? By the way, is it just me? Am I the only person that thinks it's fucking hilarious that WWE Evolution is sponsored by Maybelline, the cosmetic brand?
We almost stroked out last night when that commercial happened.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that is. Can you think of another time where some stupid ass makeup company sponsored a professional wrestling show?
No.
I mean, it's clearly, obviously, TKO trying to suckle the teat of the feminist. Whatever that means. I mean, what's up, Alistair? What's up, buddy?
They're getting all these new sponsorship deals because of their, TKO overlords and being with UFC and PBR. So they're going to get a bunch new sponsors coming, like that they'll put all over the ring for us to look at.
They should have Maybelline sponsor Monday Night Raw.
No, I'm sure at Evolution they'll have a big Maybelline sponsorship in the middle of the ring.
That is gonna make me blood red mad if they have a goddamn right in the middle of the fucking ring canvas is the Maybelline logo, and then instead of the fucking Prime cart with the cans of Prime Energy, they're probably gonna have a fucking makeup chair at ringside. If anything, I think that has the opposite effect on the message they're trying to portray. They're trying to portray the women as having to wear makeup and make themselves look pretty for their man.
You know what I think would be hilarious? Is if at Evolution they had a hair versus hair match and had a Lady Bic sponsored barber chair.
I could make such a good joke right now, a real zinger, but it's disgusting. Ahead. It's disgusting, and it is just involving a hair versus hair match on WWE Evolution.
Oh, dude. I don't think.
Yeah, I still got it.
The Peacock won't go for that.
I still got it. Woo!
If you say so.
I know so. Oh, geez. I think you would need a few dustpans to sweep up all that hair, Tony. I was a dick though. That was a dick terrible thing for me to say because Molly Holly is a very lovely woman. Yeah, no, they're gonna instead. It's not gonna be Molly Holly coming back for it. It's gonna be fucking Michelle McCool. Since Undertaker has politicked her way up the corporate ladder. They probably make her the honorary GM of WWE Evolution.
You know, while you keep talking like this, I'm just gonna turn back on the Rusev and Sheamus match, and you know what happened to me when I watched that last night. So if I doze off, that's why.
Yeah, that match was fucking awful. But let's talk about Raw now. I think I'm done like complaining about that, you know. Except Tony H did point out, he said the whole PLE setup for Evolution is bad. The last one felt important. This just feels like they have to throw a show together in short time. Well, yeah, it does. But I don't know. I feel like this is just a precursor. This feels like a precursor in the way that that original All In pay-per-view was the precursor to All Elite Wrestling. Even though I don't think Tony Khan was behind the original All In. What, he wasn't even involved at that point, was he? It was just
No, it was Ring of Honor.
Yeah, it was Ring. Yeah, didn't the Elite make a deal with fucking Sinclair Broadcasting?
Yeah, they helped with the production.
Yeah. Oh, and wasn't New Japan also involved or no?
They had people from, well, remember they had Penta there, so they had Mexico involved. They had Japan involved because I think Ibushi may have been there. I don't remember. It was such a long time ago. I haven't watched it in such a long time. But remember, everybody was involved because even the NWA was there because Cody beat Nick Aldis for the title.
All I remember from that event was Joey Ryan and the Penis Druids.
You would remember something like that because you're obsessed with penis.
Didn't the Druids fucking carry away what's his name? Hangman Adam Page?
Probably.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it was. Before and look at Joey Ryan now. He went on to work the Jungle Cruise ride at Disneyland and he got fired from Disneyland.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's actually I am a little surprised that they fired Joey Ryan. Disney, especially Disneyland in Anaheim, Mike, is a very tolerant and it's an equal opportunity employer, wouldn't you say?
No comment.
They give everyone opportunities. Everyone. Like if you're struggling in life to find your way, you can become a Disney cast member. And they will accept you with open arms. But apparently, unless your name's Joey Ryan.
Congratulations.
Apparently. One sec, everyone. I need to hide my shame, and then we are going to get to our recap of Raw last night. Let me beam out of the room for a moment. Why don't you sing everyone a song while I'm gone?
Why don't you?
You don't want to hear me sing.
You don't want to hear me sing.
Oh, I am the very model of a modern major general. I have information, animal, vegetable, and mineral.
Of course it would be a Simpsons song.
No, that was not a Simpsons song. That was Gilbert and Sullivan.
Yeah, and that was on the episode where Bart gets taken hostage by Sideshow Bob.
I thought that was the episode where Barney and Homer were competing to go to outer space.
No, it was the episode where Sideshow Bob did the whole Gilbert Sullivan thing on the boat before it crashed.
No, they actually also did that song when they were competing at NASA for who would go up into space. Barney Gumble was doing like backflips while singing that.
Don't make me hit you in the head like the NASA guy did to Homer.
Don't be a dick.
Shut up, Noah.
All right, let's get to Raw. Raw opened up with an in-ring promo. Rhea Ripley And I don't know. I think the hair versus hair match should be Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez.
They're done.
I don't know. I still think
Yeah,
it should be the hair match.
No, they're done. They're done. I think Rhea cut a good promo, and then Io Sky came out. I'm really looking forward to this match.
Yeah, it's leading up at Evolution. It's going to be Io versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. So I've actually been really digging Io Sky lately, and the whole gimmick where she's had to where she feels like nobody takes her seriously. No one respects her. She has to like raise her voice and let people know that she's in the room. I know what that's like.
Do you?
Yeah. My whole life. Whole life.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just saying. All right. First match of the night really pissed me off. It was for the World Tag Team Championship. It was the champions, the best World Tag Team champions in quite some time. It was the heel New Day, the New Day, the revitalized New Day, defending against the Judgment Day, Finn Balor,
and JD McFunko Pop.
No, he's not JD McFunko Pop.
Yes, he is.
No. He's much worse than that. He is the love child of Richard Branson and Peter Dinklage. This is JD McDonough.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Tony says he wants Io versus Asuka at SummerSlam. That'd be interesting.
Knowing the match with Jade Cargill and how she fucked up that finish at the end and sat right on Asuka's face, I bet Asuka's injured again.
JD McDonough, motherfucker, you are the love child of Sir Richard Branson, you know, the virgin guy, and Peter Dinklage, the arch nemesis of Hornswoggle. That was a fucking amazing media tear that Hornswoggle went on Peter Dinklage. He like even went on Fox News and shit and fucking buried him. I love that. Peter Dinklage is a little bitch though for fucking up. What was it? Snow White?
Yes.
He cost a lot of short actors. I don't know what's the appropriate word. Is dwarf appropriate? I think it is. I think that's what's acceptable. I'm being serious now. It's not a joke. Is that proper? I don't know. Do you know, Mike?
Yeah.
That's okay. So he cost a lot of actors jobs because he had to fucking go run his mouth and act like he's their leader, which he's not. Yeah. And that's what Hornswoggle pointed out. Fuck to Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think Hornswoggle may be happy he avoided that Disney disaster.
Why is that?
Because that movie sucked.
Yeah, that's very true. How much did Disney lose on that picture?
$400 million.
Woo, Dougie! I think that's worse than fucking they lost on Black Adam. Or no, that was DC, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they really lost. I think they still ended up making a little bit on Black Adam.
They didn't make much.
Yeah, but they did not lose as much as Disney did.
Mr. Piss Jug Man.
Oh, God.
All right, so this pissed me off. The fucking Judgment Day went over the New Day, and they are the new World Tag Team Champions. gave it away
Sweet.
on Netflix, and I am calling it right now. The New Day are fucking done because this killed them, having them drop the title so quickly to the Judgment Day, which hasn't been good since Rhea Ripley was part of Judgment Day. It's a fucking awful move. The New Day has been on point since turning heel. On point.
Okay.
They fucked it up. Did they not fuck it up?
Well, I mean, the other thing we don't know is maybe Woods asked for a little bit of time off. You don't know.
I got news for you. Woods would not have volunteered to have Kofi Kingston drop a title because he wanted time off. That didn't happen.
You don't know that. They've been like
happen.
they've been 800-time tag team champions, so you don't know that.
800 times?
Yes.
Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. I don't know.
The match was good, at least.
Yeah. No, that was actually a pretty interesting match. I liked it a lot. Okay, so this match puts you to sleep. It was Rusev versus Sheamus.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Like, I was all into the tag match, but when this match came on, it was just lagging. Like, it was 2 segments. How many commercials did we have to sit through yesterday?
A lot. Let me see. Let me count the commercials here.
Because I think they had at least. I think the Rusev and Sheamus match went at least 3 segments because I think there were 2 commercial breaks during that match, and I was just
3, 4, 5, 6.
12.
I'm counting 6 total 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
And it sucks because you would think that if you're paying for Netflix, you get to avoid the commercials, but apparently because they lost so much money, not just by bringing WWE, but like with a lot of their other projects, they're going to start doing commercials on all their other stuff.
Yeah, that was 11 commercial breaks that I counted.
Yeah, and then when you put on that Star Trek movie after, we got commercials during that too.
And the Star Trek movie was more entertaining than Rusev versus Sheamus.
Yeah, it was okay.
No, this match screamed 8 years ago. That's what I got out of this match. It screamed 8 years ago. It was not.
I took a nice little siesta during that match.
I'm sure you did.
On the comfortable couch.
Yeah, my comfortable couch. I have to have it fumigated now.
You were the one farting in your chair. I don't know what you're fucking insinuating.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, we'll play the video on the next episode.
Rusev over Sheamus, by the way. Like anyone really gave a shit in the first place. Rusev's return has been awfully underwhelming.
Yes, definitely.
It's so apparent that he was the most over when he had the whole Rusev Day gimmick with Lana.
Yeah, I don't like the presentation because remember, I didn't even know who it was when he was coming out with that Tron and the music. Like it's I don't know.
It's stock. He's a stock cookie cutter, husky but built wrestler. There's nothing unique about it.
I don't know. I just thought it was funny because, like, I mean, it's not like Tony just sent him to catering when he was in AEW. He kept getting hurt, but when he became the Redeemer and won the TNT title and everything, I mean, he was featured and everything and doing really good work. And now it's just like, okay, we got him back and he's under contract. We're just gonna do whatever.
I'm not impressed by it. If I was him, I would be really putting pressure on Triple H to bring in Lana and do something. Have them work as heels again and have her do the fake Russian accent.
Yeah, I think that ship has passed. I don't think they're bringing Lana back.
I think that's the only way to redeem it at this point. I just don't
I
don't
saw
see in a world where you have guys like Braun Breaker who are supposed to be that generic meathead Jack guy, and you got fucking Gunther. Like, where the hell does Rusev even fit in? I don't know. It would be kind of cool to see a match between Rusev and Gunther. Heel program. I'd be interested in that. It won't happen. It would make zero sense to make that happen, but it'd be fun to see. We'll see. Nothing against Rusev, by the way. I like Miro. Miroslav. Just wasn't a good match. Sorry to say. By the way, I really
got a good nap. I got a good nap out of the match, so I give it a thumbs up.
I really like the Gunther promo. Speaking of, the Gunther promo was awesome. And fucking CM Punk came out, and the segment with Rollins, and CM Punk fucking knocked Gunther square on his ass, and Gunther actually sold it. That was hands down the best part of the show for me. That was fun.
I don't think Gunther meant to fall, because if you looked, he tried to catch himself, but he just went with it.
Okay, up next, we had the #1 contenders match for Becky Lynch's Women's Intercontinental Championship. This resulted from a backstage confrontation between Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, and this match ended in a no contest. So definitely not done here. It ended in a draw, and they got split up after that. I think it's definitely leading up to Evolution.
I'd like to see Bayley turn heel again, because I thought she was her most interesting when she was a heel.
Yeah.
It'd be great if she brought Damage Control back together again.
I don't know. I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah, you think a lot of things, and I end up being right all the time, so go with it.
Yeah, Mr. There's no way Joe Hendry's going to be at WrestleMania.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did, and I called it, and he was there.
No way.
I have video footage of you saying that.
That's AI. You're full of shit.
No, you're full of shit as a Christmas turkey. I don't want to hear it.
Not anymore after eating that food yesterday.
You make me sick. All right, tag match. Sami Zayn, your favorite wrestler of all time, and Penta teamed up to take on the team of...
I like Penta.
They tagged to take on the team of Braun Breaker, Mr. Gotta Copy Bill Goldberg, that dumb tattoo, and be a fucking mark. He teamed with Big Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman in their corner.
I like the match a lot. And I like the fact that Cross beat the shit out of Sami Zayn earlier in the show.
You just don't like Sami Zayn. And for no reason. What did he do to you personally?
He just comes off like a goof. he's such holier than thou and wants everybody to like him. I think he is a goofball, and I cannot take him seriously.
I think you just have something against redheads.
No,
You have something against redheads.
I just think he's an idiot.
All right, yeah, Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed went over in the match. Big shocker. We knew that was going to happen, so I'm not shocked by it. That was your main event, by the way.
And then Jey Uso showed up.
What was that?
And then Jey Uso showed up.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, he hit the ring with a steel chair. So, all in all, I mean, it was okay. Like I said, I really liked the CM Punk and fucking Gunther and Seth Rollins segment. And it was funny, while that was going on, we were sitting there, and I just randomly said to you, I was like, you know something? I think Seth Rollins has surpassed Chris Jericho as the greatest tweener in the business. When we think that hybrid, people think of Jericho.
Everybody was into that, the theme song, singing along and everything,
Yeah.
and yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I liked it. All right. Let's move on from that. Couple of other things I want to talk about. Did you see that the feud between fucking Trump and Elon Musk started back up today?
I didn't. I've had my priorities in other places today.
Oh, it's hilarious. All over Trump's big beautiful bill. So obviously Musk is butthurt about it because he stands to lose a ton of money by Trump overruling the EV mandates like the one in California. Originally, 2035 gas vehicles, sales of new gas vehicles was supposed to be phased out, which benefits Tesla a great deal, obviously. And this clashed with that. And Elon's like, wait a minute, you're going to hurt my business. I got you elected president, and you're going to hurt my business? That was the gist of it.
I don't think Elon really has to worry because of these crazy, unhinged, nutso people destroying his dealerships and other Tesla owners' cars. He's going to be able to replace them and get twice the money anyway.
But anyway, Trump has been insinuating a couple of things. He's been insinuating that he's going to weaponize Doge against Elon Musk. And he went on to say that there's a chance that, and I'm paraphrasing what Trump said, but what he implied was that Department of Government Efficiency would be used to trim away some of the belly fat around like maybe SpaceX and those rocket contracts. And someone spoke up when Trump was outside the White House and asked Donald Trump if there'd be any chance that he could have Elon deported back to South Africa. And Trump, no, I'm dead serious. I'll send you the clip. And Trump's response was, well, we're going to have to look into that. So Trump seriously gave that comment some serious recognition that he would be interested if it were capable, if it were possible for him to deport Elon Musk, he would fucking do that.
He's not going to deport Elon Musk. He's going to deport that New York City mayoral candidate before anybody comes after Musk. Musk is a citizen, and he has been for a long time.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm just really disappointed with how ICE and the National Guard of California have been just weaponized for political purposes.
Uh-huh.
It's an awful shame. It's been weaponized for political purposes.
Sure.
And look, I know that okay, full disclosure, I know you're not a Republican, but you're also anti-Democrat, so
I'm definitely anti-Democrat.
which means
That
you
is
lean
a
conservative.
No, I'm an independent.
Everything you say has conservative what's the word? Sprinklings? Conservative smoke?
Yeah, well, I do my research before I comment on anything political.
I'm just reporting on the news right now what happened today.
Fake news.
This is not fake news. Multiple news outlets, including Fox, recorded it and posted it.
Fox is just as fake as the rest of them.
Oh, fuck. I'm not a fan of Elon, by the way. I think Elon is a fucking piece of shit. And what makes me sad is I feel like I was stabbed in the heart by Elon Musk. The
Sure.
guy was supposed to be the modern, like, real incarnation of fucking Tony Stark. Like, if there was one person on the planet that could single-handedly build a real Iron Man suit with all the same features, like an actual Iron Man suit, it would be fucking Elon Musk.
Yeah, okay.
Now, he's too much of a pussy to ever put one on. The motherfucker refused to even set foot in one of his rockets. Even Jeff Bezos blasted himself into outer space.
Okay.
You remember that video a few years back that went viral? The guy that he was a flat earther and he built his own amateur rockets to try to prove that the earth was flat, and he got like sponsors and shit. And on the very last video he posted, it was somewhere out in the California desert, and the rocket launches from this little makeshift launch site out in the fucking desert. But the little thing that the cover where the parachute was on the rocket, when it launched, I guess something got caught on the launch assembly, if you want to call it that, and it caused the parachute to pull out as the rocket was blasting off. So this rocket shoots up into the air. It was like a really low altitude rocket. It went up like maybe 1,000 feet in the air. And then it just, what goes up must come down, and it just crashed, and the dude like fell to his death.
I do remember that.
And the guy was a complete fucking nutball. But I don't know. I think it's hilarious. I think the beef between Elon and Trump is hilarious. I hate them both. I'm just going to sit back, eat some popcorn, and watch them make idiots out of themselves.
Okay. Well, I think most politicians are a joke. You know how I feel about good old Gavin.
Ah!
Come on, Keel.
All right. Let's move on from that.
Hey, all I can say is at least Kamala did not become president, because then all of America would look how Europe and England and Ireland look like right now.
You're right. Kamala did not become president.
I am happy about that. If the Democrats would have been smart and put a decent candidate up and let the people decide who won the primary instead of just letting Joe say, I don't think
what
I'm
you're
gonna
talking
run
about is
again."
fake news right now. James Harris died 5 years ago. I hate to break it to you. He couldn't have ran for president.
Shut up.
When you said Kamala, that's James Harris. He died in 2020.
Not that Kamala.
The Ugandan giant.
No, the idiot running for mayor of New York is Ugandan. Kamala is. We don't even know what Kamala is.
Shut up! Did you hear the verdict is in on the Diddy trial?
Yeah, my phone went off when I was taking my nap, and then like TMZ kept posting stuff, but it was so vague.
Yeah, well, apparently they reached a verdict on some of the counts, but there was one left that they did not reach a verdict on. So the judge basically resequestered them and said, okay, we'll come back with the actual rest of the verdict. Well, it was the racketeering charge. So they're still deadlocked on the racketeering charge. And they have not announced his innocence or guilt on the other charges. He's got to be guilty. I feel like he's going to be guilty of something or found guilty of something. What do you think?
I think if he gets acquitted on this, Costco is going to sue him and press criminal charges for shoplifting all that baby oil.
Oh, jeez. Was it Kirkland's signature baby oil?
Well, they came out and said that they don't sell baby oil after like his guy said, "Well, we got a deal at Costco and bought all of it."
What? Costco
Yeah.
doesn't sell baby oil?
That's what they said.
Okay, now I got to fact check that shit. Because I don't believe that for a second.
Well, when they interviewed his guy when they first arrested him, they asked him about where all the baby oil came from, and the guy said Costco, and then Costco came out and released a statement saying we don't sell baby oil.
All right, so I'm on Costco's website. Let's search for Diddy baby oil. We'll see what comes up if I search for Diddy baby oil. All right. Okay, so the first search result on Costco, when I search for Diddy baby oil, it says Damian Lillard autograph 2012-2013 Panini Select rookie card. A 2-pack of Kirkland signature psyllium fiber 720 capsules. A 2-count 40-ounce set of bottles of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce with free 2-day delivery.
I like Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce,
I have some in my fridge.
but I can't eat it right now.
A Blaze Pizza $25 e-gift cards, $50 value for the low price of $39.99. And a Kohler bidet seat for your toilet. That's what comes up when you search for Diddy baby oil on Costco.com. Now, if I remove Diddy, let's see, is there any baby oil? No, they do not sell baby oil.
Told you.
That is, do they sell any kind, do they sell personal lubricant?
Yeah, in the Costco box, you can get like a case of condom.
No, they don't sell personal lubricant. When I searched for personal lubricant, a washing machine came up. And some
Can't get much more personal than a washing
lubricating
machine.
eye drops. The lubrication.
You're lame.
Matt Helms just reported that his electricity is back on in fabulous Las Vegas. How much of Vegas was offline in the dark?
Not the casinos, because they got backup generators in case the world ends. They still want people pissing their money away.
There's literally nothing surrounding Las Vegas. They could completely self-sustain that city off of solar and hydroelectric power from the Hoover Dam.
That's what they do.
Then what's with the blackouts?
Somebody could have hit a fucking pole. I don't know.
It's Vegas. Somebody definitely hits the pole in Vegas.
Yeah, you.
Why you gotta be such a dick?
Because if I didn't, I would lose my personality.
So here's some funny news. Travis Scott,
Oh God.
he's a fucking little asshole. Can't stand this guy.
If I hear that fucking Fiend song one more time, I'm gonna slap somebody.
Yeah, and coming out with that dumb belt. That fake hardcore championship that never existed. So it looks like there was some discussion about it on Jake Paul's podcast. And I guess his work ethic was getting called into question.
Jake Paul or Logan Paul?
Logan Paul, excuse me. Why did I say Jake Paul? My bad. They're all the same. Fake sons of bitches. Once again, Jake Paul wins a fake ass boxing match against a washed up boxer.
Okay, but now he's ranked, so if he wants to fight for a title, he's going to actually have to fight someone who's current.
But I do respect Logan Paul sharing his opinions so honestly. He said, and I quote, "I'll be honest with you, he's a little fickle with his training." And I could definitely see that. Like, whenever he does appear, I'm not saying he should come out smiling, kissing babies or anything like that if he's working heel, but you could just tell he's just got a look of indifference on his face. Like, I could be here, I could be somewhere else, I could be smoking weed.
I don't think WWE should have even given him the opportunity after what happened with his Astro World concert and the people dying and him basically being like, "Oh, okay."
Well, they're not really above that stuff anymore. I mean, Logan Paul did the video on the Suicide Forest, and
Yeah,
at him
but
now.
he never contributed to somebody actually getting killed because he didn't give a shit.
That's very true.
As much as I hate Logan Paul is very careful about, what he does so that nobody gets hurt. Now, his brother, on the other hand, was a moron who caused a lot of chaos in the San Fernando Valley and was banished to Calabasas, which I'm happy about. But I mean, they never directly led to a situation where people got killed because of negligence.
Hey, Mike, look
Yes.
at your phone. I'm sending you a picture right now. This motherfucker is starting an OnlyFans, and he posted this photo on Instagram. Let me share my screen so you can all see it and be as disturbed as I am. Thank you, Steve Carrier, courtesy of ringsidenews.com. Here's a picture of Matt Riddle taking a shit on his toilet, completely nude, with an emoji covering him up.
Hey, man, he's got like 8 kids. He needs to do what he can to get that WWE money back.
What the fuck? What a joke. Matt Riddle is one of those guys that, like, I feel like he could have been something in the business, but he just pissed people off in the office and the boys in the back.
I think he's coming back to WWE, so it doesn't matter.
Like, wasn't it Vince that fired him and told him to, like, oh no, I'm thinking of when he fired Enzo, he like literally told Enzo, get the fuck out of my building, because he was so mad at him because he was dumb enough to hook up with a fan. Even though in retrospect, Vince has no room to talk, because literally when that was going down, Vince was too.
Here's the difference between Enzo and Vince. Enzo was proven innocent.
Yeah, that's my point. But anyway,
he didn't need to report anything because there was no case or ongoing investigation. So the fact that WWE did that to him, whether I like Enzo or not, it just shows how, the hypocrisy is. I heard Triple H had it in for him that he did not like Enzo. So
Yeah.
read into it what you will, but I mean, I think that's where it all stemmed from.
I
So
wonder if he did what he said he was going to do in that diss track against the girl. And what was he said? It's your wages that I will garnish for my image that you tarnish. That was the line from Enzo's rap song.
okay.
Anywho, yeah, Matt Riddle, that you sick freak. The fuck are you thinking?
He's thinking he needs money. He's got a new baby.
Well, then why doesn't he pull a fucking he should pull a Buff Bagwell and become a gigolo then.
Buff Bagwell is doing much better in life. Why do you got to bring him up and try and tarnish his name?
He was hooking up with old ladies though. Like there were like women 20 years older than him that were paying for his services. That was a wild episode of Dark Side of the Ring.
Yes, it was.
That was wild. All right, I gotta put Bronson Reed on blast right now for like these wrestlers that have to like validate themselves and make them feel big and powerful, that go on social media proclaiming, "Don't you even look at me if you see me in public because I don't want to be bothered." Ah!
Yeah, he's a heel, dude.
He was speaking in general though, and the problem is there's also baby faces that do the same fucking thing. And that's what I'm going to point out right now. So maybe this isn't so much aimed at Bronson Reed because he is working as a heel, but I'm going to let you in on a little bit of a secret for those of you that weren't in the wrestling business back in the old days. And Mercedes Moné, this goes out to you as well because there was once a point where you worked as a babyface. I can't figure out, is she a face or a heel right now? Like it seems one week to the next, fans are booing her or cheering her in AEW.
I have no clue.
But she has bitter contempt for wrestling fans. She's made that clear and evident. So, and even in the not so distant past, this was a rule. If you were a babyface, you would get your ass handed to you by the office if you made a little kid cry in the parking lot because you refused to sign a goddamn autograph. And there was also that famous incident in WWF when Ultimate Warrior fucking told a small child to go basically fuck themselves at an airport. And the kid cried. It got back to Vince, and Vince made, because this is back before the days of the internet, like Vince got one of his cameramen and like made Ultimate Warrior cut a fucking promo and send it to the kid on tape. And the whole time, the behind the scenes footage of Jim Hellwig just cussing under his breath that he has to cut this promo. And Vince is in the background directing him on what to do. They took that shit seriously back in those days. And if you go back to the territories even further before that, like if you were working for Teeny Jarrett way back in the day and you didn't sign some kid's autograph and you're working as a face, she would fucking fire you.
True.
But like the days of guarantees and shit like that have made wrestlers too comfortable. Now, I will say this much. As a grown-ass adult, I don't go around pursuing wrestlers. I'm not going to the Magic Kingdom and trying to take 20 photos with Mickey Mouse. Because I'm 38 years old and I'm a man. As such, I'm not going to run around and try to stalk wrestlers at the airport or get a million things signed. Quite frankly, I get more enjoyment and excitement out of just snapping a selfie,
Yes.
which like doesn't, and you know the wrestler's not going to say, oh, what are you going to do, sell it on eBay? No, it's a fucking selfie. I just want snap a photo. Oh, I got to meet him. That's cool. And even then, I'm not going to go bother anyone over it. I did that shit when I was 16, but to be fair, even then, I showed up to the arena hours early and I waited in back. I wasn't showing up at hotels or airports or anything like that. I'd show up at the arena, and I mean, technically they're at work. So,
I mean, I've stayed at hotels where wrestlers have stayed, and you know, you see them in the hall, you say hi, but you don't stop them and say, "Oh, hey, can I get a picture right now, this second?" And you know, it's
yeah.
something called etiquette, and people are raised so terribly that people don't instill things called manners or etiquette or even how to wear deodorant.
Yeah, and then it fucks it up for the rest of us. And it's even worse than that. It's people that like CM Punk that charge for autographs at these douchebag fanatics fests and have handlers that say, don't, whatever you do not make eye contact. And they treat it like it's a line to go see the soup Nazi on the episode of Seinfeld. It's just stupid.
Why you got to bring up my close personal friend?
There's nothing wrong. I think you know what I mean by that, Mike. Anyway.
Shut up, Noah.
Anyway, I will say that wrestling fans that show up, grown ass wrestling fans that chase wrestlers down to get autographs and shit, I think that's kind of lame. Selfie, like, don't make it obvious you're trying to like stalk them or chase them down at their hotel. But like, even still, now as far as little kids go, I'm sorry, especially in this day and age with the lines blurred between face and heel. If a little kid walks up to you and says, "Excuse me, sir, can I have your autograph?" or "Ma'am," and they're nice about it, and it's one thing, sign the fucking autograph. Sign the autograph. Do the right thing. Don't be a little bitch. Don't be Phil Brooks at the fucking Saudi Arabia checking a little kid who had his phone out just to take a selfie. Fucking A. I did see something funny, though. I saw, and this was last time WWE was in SAC. So Bailey did a free autograph. No, was it? I'm trying to think. Was it Bailey? I think it was. No, it was because it was one of those cell phone stores that what's her name does the TV commercials for, Bianca Belair.
Oh yeah.
I think it was Bianca Belair. Like, it was a free meet and greet before Raw at a cell phone store in SAC. And I guess they and it was a cell phone store in the hood. It was actually over by where what's his name grew up. Tonga's son, Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
It was literally in his old neighborhood in Rancho Cordova. And I guess they cut the line off, and there was like tons of little kids and their families that have been waiting out there for hours just to have the line cut off. And there's this video, it was hilarious, of this dad going off to the media about it. And
yes,
meanwhile,
I did.
And meanwhile, the little kid's sitting there, but the dad's more upset than the little kid is.
That happened with Hogan too.
Oh, you mean at a certain TV taping in Hollywood?
No, Hogan had an autograph signing, and I think he cut the line off, and all these people were so pissed because he's the one who did it.
Oh, Hogan cut the line off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm done signing, brother. This doesn't work for me."
This doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah. And if there's a video that started circulating from last week where they had a meet and greet with Penta at one of those cell phone stores, and you were
Yeah.
only able to come in and like shake his hand, and then they immediately kicked you out. Like they had like a staging setup where it went around in a circle. It was pretty funny.
So you just shook his hand. There was no autograph or photo.
No,
That's
you just shook his hand real quick, and then you were sent on your merry way.
that is so odd.
Yeah.
That's really weird. The last two kind of celebrity, quasi celebrity encounters I had was before Super Bowl 50, was at Levi Stadium. They had like a whole NFL like experience type setup in downtown San Francisco, which is ironic because San Francisco is actually nowhere near Levi Stadium, which is in San Jose. It's like an hour and a half drive from San Francisco to go see the 49ers play. But that's where the Super Bowl was. And they had this thing in downtown San Francisco. And so we went to it. Mary and I did. This was years. This was like 10 years ago. And this was the year. This was the year after Harbaugh was fired from San Francisco, and Jim Tom Sula, the former vacuum cleaner, door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesman, and that's a true story. Before Jim Tom Sula became an NFL coach, he was a door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesman. And he was promoted to head coach from defensive coordinator, and Jim Tom Sula was set up to fail. But anyway, it was that year because they had benched Colin Kaepernick and they put in Yo Gabba Gabbert, Blaine Gabbert, and we went to it, and they had this food truck, a Papa John's pizza food truck, and they were giving away free pizza. It was like free, all you like, get as many slices as you want. And Mary and I were like, yeah, that sounds good. Let's go get some free Papa John's pizza. But before you could get to the Papa John's food truck to get to it, you had to get through a meet and greet with Blaine Gabbert. And so you had to like shake his hand, get his autograph, and take his photo with him, and then you could go get your free pizza. So Mary and I met Yo Gabba Gabbert, and that was funny. And it was funny because I was wearing my Colin Kaepernick jersey at the time. So, yeah, is he retired now? I think he finally retired. But anyway, that was one recent celebrity. The other recent celebrity encounter was also like 10 years ago. And this is an example of a good celebrity experience. So there was, it went out of business, there was this Kawasaki motorcycle dealership out in Roseville. And they had like this sponsorship deal with Joe Montana. And I think they gave him like some free quads in exchange for coming out to do a free autograph signing. And so I'd always wanted to meet Joe and get a football signed. So I bought 4 footballs, and I had my mom, Mary, and Shane was like 3 years old. And I camped out in line, and then they met up with me and cut in line. I was like 4th or 5th in line, but over 1,000 people showed up to this thing. And
Yeah.
Joe was only advertised to stay for 1 hour, but they brought fucking food trucks out there, and like fucking game day grills showed up and made Joe Montana like a big plate of like pulled pork and all this other good shit. And Joe Montana sat his fat ass in that chair and shook hands, signed autographs for every single person that waited in line. And they kept that man's belly fed, and he was happy. And everyone left with smiles on their faces. And that was really, and the weird part about it is Joe never gives his autograph away for free. And the reason why is he charges for it and then donates it to his charity. So this was a real unique event, and I got 4 footballs. Here, check this out, guys. I'll show it to you. I got 4 footballs that are signed by Montana, and this is like one of my favorite pieces of sports memorabilia that I own. I got 4 of these. It's all dusty right now, but least the ball itself is protected, which is real cool. Anyhow, that's a good celebrity experience. But I waited. I didn't show up at Joe's house. Didn't show up at his house. Unlike that woman that you heard the story about the house in Malibu getting broken into.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, for those of you that
Yes, I have.
don't know that, this woman just walked right in their house. They had left the front door unlocked, and I guess Joe and his wife were babysitting their granddaughter, who was like an infant at the time. And Joe's wife comes downstairs and sees some stranger holding her granddaughter. And like Joe walks in, and like a scuffle ensues between the wife and the strange woman. And rather than like stepping in and like getting his granddaughter, Joe goes running out of his house, flailing his arms in the air and screaming, and starts running down, doing a marathon sprint down the Pacific Coast Highway, trying to flag down a CHP trooper to come save his granddaughter. But serious story, of course, but funny when you tell it like that. Now, you mentioned Hulk Hogan earlier. Got to talk about Hulk Hogan real quick. So Hulk Hogan was brought up again on the Bubba the Love Sponge. I don't want to call it a radio show. The motherfucker is like, has the same audience that I have at this point. But he's doubling down on this shit, dude. He still is claiming that Hogan is in like his deathbed. I don't understand. What was it that he said? Let me find what he wrote here. Okay, here it is. I think I found it. Sources say Hogan remains hospitalized with growing concerns about possible brain damage caused by prolonged breathing issues.
Hospital. He is in no way, shape, or form
This is
anytime
Bubba talking
soon
right here.
be able to get out of the hospital. My sources
Bubba's
are telling
claiming he's
me
gonna be in the hospital for an
that
extended
they're
period of
concerned
time.
about the mental damage, brain damage that has happened.
Well, and they think that Hogan has brain damage, but we knew that. Hogan's brain has been mashed potatoes for like 15 fucking years now. And the MAGA bullshit hasn't made it any better, where he alienated half of his fan base and told 50% of wrestling fans, you're not a real American, brother, unless you support Trump. I mean, fuck. Undertaker doesn't even do that shit, and he had he had Trump on his podcast and interviewed him. And even fucking Undertaker doesn't do that to his fans. I don't know. What do you believe, Mike? Is Hogan really in bad shape? I mean, Bubba does have some credibility. He still knows people that are close to Hogan. Clearwater's not a huge community. Shit gets around.
I don't know. I think there may be some speck of truth, but at the end of the day, Bubba is trying to get listeners to his show.
Very true, but why would he, at the same time, with how litigious that he knows Terry is, would he run the risk of getting sued again by Hogan for completely making bullshit up?
Well, no, because remember what happened with the WCW lawsuit? Hogan is a character. He was talking about Hulk Hogan. He wasn't talking about Terry Bollea.
I think he mentioned Terry by name. I think he said Terry at one point.
I don't know, because I don't even give a shit about Bubba the Love Sponge.
Well,
So
obviously I don't either. For those of you that don't know, Bubba used to be Hulk Hogan's best friend. And then when Hogan was going through his divorce to Linda, he was all down in the dumps, brother. And to cheer him up, Bubba very kindly said, well, why don't you, I'm married to a supermodel, right? And she's a freak. Would you come over and fuck my wife? And Terry says, that works for me, brother. But little did he know, fucking Bubba had hidden cameras. which you should be expected because Bubba fell off a long time ago, and he set up that studio in his house and broadcast it on the internet because no real media agency would touch him with a 10-foot fucking pole. So, yeah. Anyway, I hate to abruptly cut off the show, but I think I got to bounce right now. We've been on for an hour and a half anyway.
Ew.
Yeah, I got to bounce. I hate to break it to you. I got a text message. I got to go. This was fun,
You got
though.
a text message and you got to go?
I got a text message saying that it's time for me to get ready for bed. So.
Imagine that.
Mommy says I gotta go home.
Mike Nagel's got a belly,
Yeah.
but his heart is full. Dreaming about the ring
You
where
are
the
so
wrestlers
awesome
rule. With his remote in hand,
for coming
you.
back on the
ready for
show.
fight. Monday night
Love
was
it.
his
No problem.
favorite sight. He's sitting
All right.
on the couch in
I
his
think I'm gonna
old
come back
blue
Thursday.
jeans, cheeseburger in hand. He's
I'll be back
living his
Thursday.
dreams, stone cold's on the screen.
I think that sounds like a
Throwing
plan.
out a chair, Mike sings
Till
his
then,
own world without a care.
YouTube.com/NoMania. Smash that subscribe button, those notification bells, those like buttons. YouTube.com/NoMania. X.com/RealNoMania. Facebook.com/RealNoMania. Hey, Mike.
Yo.
Why don't you say bye to everyone?
Bye.
That was very disingenuous of you, sir.
Bye.
You can do better than that.
Shut up, Noah.
I couldn't help it. All right, guys, I'm out. See ya.
The bed may be small,